Welcome to the closing plenary wrap-up session of day 2 of MIT's computational law course. We just finished our first try at doing breakout sessions completely online. We think it was a success. We were able to get the mechanics working. We had good engagement, interesting questions. We were able to sort of chew gum and pedal at the same time with multiple things happening. We also have
except for the video freeze.
And there were spills and thrills all around. Here's the team that's here, we're down one. TMA's helping us monitor and facilitate an in-person meeting that's happening downstairs right now. So by way of wrap up, you can actually experience all the joys of each of the breakout sessions in the session page. There are now uploaded YouTube archives embedded right in the page, and you can follow along with the pigeonhole questions. And coming up tomorrow, looking forward, I'm going to do a quick screen share here, and we've got a couple of updates for you. Boom. Okay, present to everyone. Great. So we'll get started tomorrow at 11 a.m. where we'll ask the as many as possible of the breakout leaders to join us to do a quick round robin of what their sessions are about, so that you could be a little bit refreshed, and we'll provide a mechanism, and we'll also do a bit of a, just a kind of an overview and a synthesis of everything that's happened so far. And then at 11:30 to 2, in that period of time, we'll have each of the breakout sessions. Some sessions, maybe staggered, so check the page, and more information on the agenda for that. For example, I know that Elizabeth Ramirez's session, for example, on the competing legal frameworks for human identity in a data-driven age is going to be starting a little later. So that may be something more like 1 to 2, something like that. So one quick update is we've decided that the VAT tax thing is so darn good. We're talking about maybe doing a standalone event and having a little more time also to find those people that are really into VAT to engage, as opposed to and we think generally from today's experience, having some fewer breakout sessions may actually be more enriching for people. So that's one update. So that we can. It's also actually not as easy to run multiple breakout sessions as we somehow thought that it might be. So something that you can expect is a kind of a design workshop on valuation and other legal treatments in a bankruptcy setting of tokens, like ICO type tokens. That looks like it's going to be very interesting. There's also going to be a much deeper dive on integrating interoperable apps and services with a legal platform. In this case, it's the e-discovery context and relativity. The first couple of sessions on that were quite good. Brian, I know, facilitated the first one. It was engaging, and Diana, you facilitated the second. It seemed like it was pretty deep. Yeah. Hopefully. It seemed good to me. I popped in from time to time. So that's going to be, and we'll be looking at Slack tomorrow, which is so interesting in part because it's an example of how lawyers can work differently, not necessarily so document centered and serial in the work, but we can kind of have more asynchronous work. We can have multiple people collaborating at one time. This human-centered approach of that real-time chat as a work method makes available, as opposed to the kind of document-centered paradigm that's so characteristic of law. We think is a particularly good example. And so we're glad that he's going to be looking at that. As I mentioned, Elizabeth Ramirez is going to be doing a fascinating session on property for legal frameworks or human rights and civil liberties frameworks, of which one is the most appropriate and when does each apply to digital identity of people and personal data. Smart contracts, including looking at how it applies to music licensing, is going to be terrific as well. Michelle Gitlitz from Blank Rome is going to be leading that session, and she did just what a terrific overview of the law of smart contracts. So very much looking forward to that. And finally, what we're calling collectivization of knowledge, the urgency of now. This is a session with Johnny Penn. Well, let me get back to the stop. Okay, here we go. Back to a human. Speaking of humans, on the video. If we haven't, have we uploaded Christina's video yet? So
I'm not sure.
I think I saw it already on Smart.
Possibly. So we look for the session page for that. We shot a yes. So it's not there yet. We shot an amazing interview with Christina from Uni Global Unions, the sort of union of unions in a way, or umbrella of unions, taking a serious look at workers and data rights, and posing 5 seminal questions that discussion group is going to be focusing on. I won't give it away. You can hear her say it in sort of an interview format in the in her session page. So a terrific set of breakouts tomorrow, and we've got an adequate amount of time at the end of the day, like an hour and a half or more, where we'll all come together in one big session like we did in the first day, and be able to have hear about what happened in each of the sessions, day 2 and day 3, and then basically carry forward in a discussion format with you in Pigeonhole and in Telegram, and in some cases live with us remotely online for the discussion leaders and invited lecturers and some people in the room, Brian, among all Brians. So don't miss that. Absolutely join us for the kind of closing big session tomorrow, which is what time, anybody?
11 as well.
The closing session is
2 to 3:30.
2 to 4, basically 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. So with that, team, anything else that we should mention? Oh, there's one thing. Check your email for all the interesting requests for resources and links and so forth. We've fulfilled, I think, every one of those. In some cases, we kind of have a tracking number and a GitHub issue, and we'll give you some of the background topics on identity. But for the most part, we got links and answers. We set up a GitHub directory in our class repository for Data Playground for those of you that were interested in that. So there's a stub at least to kind of get started, and let us know if you want to go further with that, and read the email for all of our answers to the outstanding questions. And let this be a lesson to you, among other things, that if you have questions, ask them. Ask is the only way you might receive. And so please do. And, it's interesting for us to know what you want to know. It helps us adjust and know what's relevant. And the questions, honestly, I thought were good. Like, it was terrific doing the research. And half the time I was thinking, we should have put this on the curriculum. So success. And anything else that we should?
I'm just happy that everybody's contributing, because it makes the course, I think it gives the course a way to add value to the students and vice versa as well. It makes everybody forward in a meaningful way. So I just want to say thank you for everybody who's asking for this stuff, that we can provide it, and that, next time that we do this, it's all going to be in one place and everybody's going to be able to use it. So
here. And with the promise of distributed systems and the Git protocol, it could all be in all places, I guess. So yeah, it's true. Collaborate, teamwork makes the dream work. So until tomorrow, thanks very much, and do your homework, do your watching of the videos, and we look forward to hacking the law in a good way again with you tomorrow.